So I saw Return to Silent Hill this past Thursday night. Now, I had no expectations going into this movie. I wasn't excited for it. The first Silent Hill movie I think is okay. It's mediocre, nothing special. Second Silent Hill movie I think is terrible. I'm also not like somebody who's played the Silent Hill games. I heard this one's supposed to be based on the second Silent Hill game. But as someone who's not played the games, I'm not familiar when it comes to like what changes they made, what stuff they kept from the games. I'm going this as somebody who's just like chosen this as a movie. That's somebody who's played the games and knows all the lore and characters. So as someone who's never played the games, I thought this movie was terrible. This was to me the first bad movie I've seen this year in theaters. Definitely the worst movie I've seen so far this year in theaters, and the worst movie I've watched so far this year for 2026. Like, there's only one positive I can say about this movie, and it's not even that big of a positive personally, is that at times practical effects look good for like the monster costumes and stuff like that. That's really about it though. I think the script is awful in this movie. The acting I don't think is very good a lot of times. The dialogue isn't very good a lot of times. There's characters that just like appear and disappear in this movie that I'm just like, what was the point of that character? Maybe that character was important to the game. Again, I haven't played the games. I think there's a lot of times where the green screen looks very obvious in this movie, and I know this movie had a low budget. To me, I can look past that in like older movies. It's 2026 though. I've seen movies with low budgets that look good though also. And to me, this looks like a straight to DVD the green screen in this movie. It doesn't look good in my opinion a lot of times in this movie. The characters, I didn't give a crap about the main character, and I don't think he was very good a lot of times in this movie. I haven't, and also I'm not familiar with any of the actors in this movie, so I don't. Maybe he's better in other stuff. This actor, his performance in this movie though, I just didn't think was very good. There's a lot of times where I felt like his acting was just not great. And I just never got invested in his character. Like I don't feel like I don't feel like we like get to know his character in this movie all that much outside of the fact that he's grieving. It's a movie like just the Steven movie I guess would be about grief. He's trying to find his girlfriend and Mary, and he gets a letter where he goes back to Silent Hill, thinking she's there alive. And I just feel like we don't really get anything with his character in this movie outside of the fact that I think they show me he's a painter and that he loves his girlfriend Mary, and that he's like dealing with grief and depression. But his character's just not all that interesting to me. Like, it does help the fact that his performance isn't all that great a lot of times in this movie. Like I felt no investment in his character. Like I don't remember the name of the actor. The name of the character though is Shane Sutherland, and he's like looking for his girlfriend Mary. I didn't buy into the love story with these characters, with these two characters in the movie. The dialogue, like I said, is extremely bad a lot of times in this movie. I also think characters just kind of randomly appear and disappear. Like there's a character, I'm forgetting the name of the character, Eddie. There's a character named Eddie who the main character finds in the bathroom where he looks like he's throwing up, and he's in like he talks to him, and then when the pyramid then shows up, the big sword, he runs off, and you never see his character again. So characters just kind of like appear in this movie and disappear. There's a lot. I feel like the story was a lot of times underdeveloped. It got really convoluted as the movie went along. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. I felt the way it ends is kind of I don't know. I thought it was kind of dumb and just I felt no attachment to these to his main character at all. Like to me, I just think the script was bad, dialogue was bad, acting wasn't great, the green screen a lot of times looked really obvious. The plot made no sense as it went along towards the end. It got convoluted characters just disappear, randomly disappear. A lot of stuff feels underdeveloped, and it's just overall the whole like when you find out everything with Mary, what happened to a character in the movie, it just feels so like underdeveloped, messy, convoluted. It's just not. I just don't think the movies went very well, and I just to me the whole movie outside of the practical like effects with some of the costumes and stuff, I just think this was a terrible, bad movie. Like I could see this end up being one of the worst movies of the year if I like it's definitely the first bad movie year, but I could see this being one of the worst ones of the year because of just how like the acting, dialogue, story, the writing, and the green screen looking pretty bad at times. It just to me this whole movie, I just think everything there's like really nothing positive about this movie for me outside of like the practical effects for the costumes looking good at times. And to me, that's not enough to make this at all like even a decent movie. And look, I haven't loved any of these movies, so after three attempts, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have any desire to see any more Silent Hill movies. Let's say like they put out, let's say do another one, and I hear people go like, "Oh, you gotta check this out." So far, though, to be honest, I don't know if this one or the last one is worse. To me, Silent Hill Revelations, I think, was the last one. To me, I think this movie was just as bad as that one, or even worse, maybe. Like, to me, I thought this was terrible. This movie, like nothing writing wise, I thought worked about this movie, story wise, acting wise, dialogue wise. No investment towards the character in this movie. Like I said, like I just they're trying to do this whole thing of him being like that he's dealing like the whole idea is that his Silent Hill is his grief and him fighting it and dealing with it. It just for me personally, when it just tried to go for those emotional moments, it just did not work for me in this movie. So overall, I definitely would say skip this movie. I mean, if you're a Silent Hill fan and you're curious about it, maybe check it out when it becomes available streaming. But honestly, this is one. This to me, I think, is just one. I can see why this movie wasn't well received by critics or audience. Like this is one of those movies where I find it to be so bad that I could definitely see this being one of the worst movies of the year for me personally at the end of the year. It's just this movie is terrible. And I had no expectations going into this movie. So that's my thoughts on Return to Silent Hill. I would just say skip it. Don't bother with this movie. Go see 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, or Send Help, which is going to be coming out this week. I'm going to be putting my review up for that on the weekend because that's coming out on Thursday night. Send Help. I would recommend go see that when that comes out. We'll watch 28 Years of Bone Temple in theaters. Otherwise, don't watch Return to Silent Hill. Just skip this movie. I would not recommend Return to Silent Hill until next time, movie fans.